Create cultures that fuel passion. In unprecedented times, with times of change, and in general business lives, one of the areas that we really want to explore in cultures is making sure that we really cultivate a voice for every team member that we have. And in unprecedented times like we're in now, it's even more important to challenge that status quo to ensure that we are agile and optimizing every opportunity that we can have. As leaders and as high performers, the danger sets in when we only listen to our own ideas and we actually stop listening. The most important thing is in times like this is actually to open up our worlds and really listen to what other people have got to say. In today's Friday Fuel, it's all about how do we actually create beautiful, healthy debate that is going to navigate you, your business, your team to new heights. Sarah passes on her apologies. Unfortunately, she's unable to make this Friday Fuel. However, in future sessions, she will be back and we look forward to working with her again. So you've got me today. So the first thing I'd like to share with you in regard to having those beautiful, robust debates is that we quite often see oppositional behaviours as a negative. Where in actual fact, what we should be doing is encouraging that debate and making it safe for people to have a voice and creating a culture that everybody's opinion counts. Now, one of the ways that we can actually do that is to make sure that we're always brainstorming, we're always mind mapping. When we go to a problem, we say, guys, what do you think? Bring everybody's ideas to the table and really explore the ones that you think would work or not work. Now, quite often what happens, and this is the actual focus of today's Friday Fuel, is that so often what happens is it may derail. And when people are really passionate about an idea, or depend on what's happened in the past when they've voiced an opinion, they may get defensive when somebody challenges their idea or they don't feel listened to. So as we mentioned, creating strong cultures is really important. Having a voice for everybody is one of those areas to create good cultures. But one thing you need to do as a leader is make sure that you actually manage and really observe the process, especially in the early days, to really work with oppositional behaviours that go from being constructive and positive to derailing situations. So here are two quick tips that you can use when you find that any meetings are being derailed or conversations are being derailed, when people are putting forward an idea and just getting a bit too heightened emotionally. The first one, and this takes us back to an earlier episode of Friday Fuel, and that was in regard to stop, breathe, think, and respond. But what we're going to do is we're going to flip it this time. And this time what you're going to do is you as a leader in witnessing this conversation, you're going to call the person's name, say their name, and then actually ask a question or take them back to the initial question. Now, what this will enable them to do is then giving them that space to actually stop, breathe, think, and respond themselves. Now, quite often when we're in that emotional turmoil, we stop breathing, we stop thinking, we're just overridden by emotions. So by you as a leader saying their name and reiterating a question to them, it forces them to stop, to think, and then actually take a breath before responding. And what it also does is it stops the focus being on that person that they were intently starting to argue with or become, like two sort of bulls at a gate or something. It actually stops and it helps reset and get them to reclaim that space. And what it does to everybody else is it signals, actually, this is great that we've got robust conversations, but there is a line and we need to make sure we're always respecting everyone's boundaries. The second tip, if you find that it's going off into a more emotional state, and this is actually one of my favorite areas as well, and that's actually around exploring and navigating with somebody. And what we're meaning by this is sometimes the most random idea creates the best strategy or outcome. So the way that we encourage you to do this is to go through, and when someone says something that's quite random, is to actually go through and question and explore it and say to them, so if we took that great idea and we uplifted it into this situation, how would it now look? Or you could say, great idea, I really like that. Now, what would be, if we did this, what would be the outcomes for our clients, for our business, and explore it in different ways. Now, when you actually explore and navigate ideas that may seem random, may seem that they're just totally off ball, it creates the most amazing thoughts around your team in regard to what could it trigger. And chances are it's going to trigger something absolutely amazing. Now, if you miss the opportunity and you disregard ideas, what happens is you can lose opportunity. So Sarah, and my question to you is, don't miss the amazing opportunities, the ideas that your team have for you to drive their team and their business forward. It's about being agile. It's about really challenging that status quo. So take the time this week to really encourage ideas, making sure, using those top 2 tips, that you keep it on a really nice culture-based platform, and see what rewards you actually achieve. Just remember, miss ideas, miss opportunities. Have an amazing week, and we look forward to seeing you soon.